I actually came back to Medford because I went away to school for a couple of years and quickly realized I had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up. Coming back to Medford, there was a ton of opportunity, and better yet, there were people willing to give me opportunities to figure it out. So it was just a place for me to realize that it's where I wanted to be and find out what I wanted to do.
Medford's a safe community, but it offered a lot of things: good schools, quality education, and plus I wanted my children to be able to grow up with their family here.
But my wife and I were both born and raised in Taylor County, so we wanted to be close to our family. All of our parents are still alive, and most of our brothers and sisters live here, so family was the biggest one. The cost of living was another one. It's very cheap to raise a family in Taylor County.
Marry my wife, who is from Medford also, and raise our family here.
Medford is a great community that I wanted my kids to grow up in, that I did. And I wanted to stay here to help my dad in the business that has been part of the Medford community for 40 years.
I ended up graduating from Stevens Point, and I had a crazy summer job before that where I sold books door to door. And as I finished my teaching degree, I was picking rocks on my dad's farm fields and got this crazy business idea where I could do something with these stones, and I couldn't get this business idea out of my mind. And the resources were back in my hometown, family's there, and I don't have to sit in traffic every day. And
after school, I was really looking for the opportunity to have a platform to start on, and knowing that my friends, my family, other professional people that were here, I just knew that that was the right place for me to go. I can start out a young career here, I can start a life with a family if I'd like, and I can move on to a bigger and better place in the future.
It was a great place to move for our children to be raised, and with the help of our family and friends in the community, it just seemed like the right move for us.
I was living up in Alaska and was asked to come back to take over a practice for Dr. Tessendorf. I gave it some serious thought, and although it wasn't what I wanted to do at first, I decided to do it, and it was the best decision I ever made.
My favorite part about Medford is that it's home to me.
Friends, family, hunting, fishing, what the area has to offer.
My parents are here, and my wife's parents are also here, and I like the town. I grew up here.
Outdoor recreation. I grew up living here, and I have all of my favorite places to go boating, canoeing, and that was our biggest draw, is probably the outdoor recreation.
After living in various cities throughout the Midwest, I realized I wasn't a city person, and every chance I got, I took the time to kind of come back here. And someone that, when I was young, always wanted to leave, I realized in a hurry that this is where I needed to be.
It's a small town, but that's the best part. You have people in this town that want to continue to grow it and make it thrive for the kids, and just to make it a truly nice place to live.
It's a small town, you get to know people, it's friendly, and I think a big part of that is the security. Because you know the people you're around, you trust them, there's no better place in the world to raise kids.
I believe the biggest challenge for our community in the next 10 to 15 years is going to be finding that employment base that wants to come back and work here and also live here. A lot of this next generation that's coming up is really looking at it like, what's in it for me, and what am I going to get out of it, versus understanding that you have to work extremely hard for a professional career, for a solid income base, for your friends, your family. It's earned, it's not given. You have to remember that.
Retaining the workforce or bringing in the next generation, having jobs that will be able to support their families into the future.
It's finding enough employees to fill the many positions that we have here in our community, such as healthcare, manufacturing, banking, small businesses, etc.
But I don't see a lot of the up and new coming youngsters. They don't even have to have that much experience. If they have a background and a willingness to learn, they can be trained. And it seems like there's not a lot of kids getting into the trades.
There's a big world out there to see, and a lot of people want to go out and make their way and maybe don't realize what they have here, and retaining or attracting new people to this area is going to be a challenge.